The Driver, your source for the latest car news and reviews.
We're at the 2018 Canadian International Auto Show checking out the all-new Volkswagen Jetta. The Jetta's been all redesigned for this year, and let's go over some of the specs we have here. So as you can see, it's the 2019 Jetta, and it starts at $20,995 Canadian dollars, plus freight and PDI. So the model that we have here is the exec line, and that includes a 1.4 liter, 148 horsepower, 8-speed automatic with Tiptronic. This one's coupled with 17-inch alloy wheels, as well as all the features that you see here. It has a bunch of safety technology features such as blind spot detection with rear traffic alert. That might be cross traffic, I believe, if there's a car crossing your path as you reverse. And this one is equipped with an 8-inch multimedia infotainment system. I'm trying to get this button to work here, but it doesn't seem to be working. But this one's also equipped with optional equipment such as adaptive cruise control, front assist autonomous braking, lane assist, and light assist, which is essentially high beam control, all at a very reasonable price of $995. The exterior color on this is silk blue metallic. Looks great, and the interior is Titan black. We'll step inside and see how that looks. Let's see what other trims we have. So we have the Comfort line, which comes with slightly smaller wheels at 60-inch wheels, and this one comes with 1.4 liter engine as well, and that gives out 148 horsepower, same as the previous one. The only thing different is the engine choices. So I'm not sure if the exact line has an option for a manual transmission, but this one, the Comfort line, you can see you have the option of a 6-speed manual as well as an 8-speed automatic. And just to give you a quick view of the specs, let's see if we can see the next trim, which is the High line. And these are the features included: rail-to-rail sunroof, and these features. 8-inch infotainment system on this. I don't believe the previous one had an 8-inch infotainment system, but you have to step up to the High line to get that. And here's the optional equipment on the High line. And finally, the exec line, which is the one presented here. And these are the features, but we just saw that, so we'll skip on to the next screen. So let's go over the engines. So as you can see, both are 1.4 liter TSI engines that dole out 148 horsepower. The only difference is the transmission choices that you have. So you have a 6-speed manual and an 8-speed automatic with Tiptronic. These are the specs of the manual transmission. And these are the specs of the automatic equipped with the Tiptronic 8-speed. Here are the colors. And what we'll do now is we'll actually step inside. Just give me a moment. As you can see, there are people inside right now. But let's go over some of the design elements that we have here. So we have a cool-looking grille that is chrome-plated. I'm not sure if it's chrome-plated on all trims, but you have a chrome outline that runs horizontally across the grille. Looks really nice, and it almost blends it seamlessly into the LEDs. When you have the LEDs on, you have the chrome elements kind of go into the LEDs, which looks really cool. So let's go over the headlight. As you can see, this one's equipped with projection beam LED headlamps and LED stripe that runs along the top and the bottom of the headlight cluster. Well, here you have the fog lamps. On this one you have 18-inch wheels, as I mentioned, because it's the exec line trim, and here you have LED turn signals on the mirror. The sunroof looks really cool. It's actually unlike any other we've ever seen. Because of the size of it, because it's kind of like a panoramic sunroof, it actually pops out of the roof, and it really adds a very nice look to the exterior of the car. It almost looks like the Lincoln MKZ with the roof, panoramic roof that slides towards the back. And yeah, because of the panoramic roof, it's larger than the average roof, so you wouldn't have as much space for the roof to be tucked into the roof of the car, for the sunroof to be tucked into the roof of the car rather, unlike a traditional sedan. So let's step inside. As you can see, this is equipped with a lot of technology. We have on this one 2 screens. So you have the primary infotainment screen over here that basically relays all kinds of information. Let's see if we can turn this on to see if we can get any information. It says key not detected, so unfortunately we may not be able to turn the infotainment system on, but as you can see, it's a fairly large touchscreen. As I mentioned, it's about 8 inches, and I like how it's facing the driver. So as you're sitting here, it's kind of angled towards you, so it gives you a nice look without having to tilt your head or anything. It's literally in your peripherals, and you just have to gaze your eyes towards it to see what's happening. It is a reflective touchscreen, which is kind of weird. I haven't seen a lot of reflective touchscreens lately, but it might be more responsive to touch and input, and might be multi-touch compatible and all that. Here we have another screen, as I just showed you. We have another screen over here, which is the speedometer and the gauge clusters. Right now it's just going to say, you have your trip meter down there, and it's just going to say key not detected because there is no key. But let's see what else we have here. So here we have heated seats, vented seats, which is really cool in a vehicle of this category. You have 2 dual zone climate controls. You have a key charger over here, which is wireless charging, and parking brake, electronic parking brake, auto start, which basically when you come to a stop, it starts and stops your engine according to whether you have that turned on or not. Here you have the glove. Here you have the compartment and the storage compartment, and it's actually pretty deep. It's fairly large compared to a lot of vehicles in this category, which is good. And you have a USB in there as well. Here you have the controls for the sunroof, and I'm just going to give you an idea of how large the sunroof looks. So it's actually slightly smaller than what I anticipated it would be. From the outside, it looked like a big piece of glass. That's because it's more of a design thing. The roof actually goes all the way up to here, as you can see. But on the inside, it's actually covered up, so you don't get that roof. You don't get that glass on top of here. It's just for an external appearance thing. But you do have a slightly larger than average sunroof on the Jetta. So let's see what else we have here. So as you can see, these are the window controls. It has a nice solid feel to it, comparable to the Audi. Here you have adaptive cruise control, and these are just some buttons to toggle the large digital gauge cluster that we have in the middle. There's some really cool accents actually. Here you have perforated seats, perforated leather seats on this model. You have Beats audio. And you have this really cool element that goes along the side. It doesn't really look the best here, but when I close it, it actually looks really cool. It looks kind of metallic, as you can see. Here's some information that we have on the screen. So you have your fuel economy. You have, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but that looks like something to do with altitude. I'm not exactly sure since last start, and that's just to give you an idea of how the screen looks. And as we step into the back, it's actually fairly spacious back here. You have quite a bit of legroom compared to a lot of contenders in this category, but I would say that the Jetta has always had quite a bit of legroom despite its external dimensions. You have, Civic that kind of does the sloping roof thing, but that's more of an appearance than it is a benefit, because the Jetta, based on my experience, has always offered quite a bit of legroom compared to others in the category. Here we have the back of the seat, which is kind of unusual. You don't have a pocket here, but you do have one here behind the passenger seat, but you don't have one behind the driver's seat, which is slightly unusual, but it's good to know that they at least have one. Let's pull this out, and here you have 2 cup holders. You have space for storing bottles on the door, on both doors, and here you have lights dome lights. As we get to the back, as you can see, you would almost not recognize this as the Jetta at all. That's how much it's changed back here. It has almost Audi A4 like elements back here with the pointy tail light LEDs that we have. A lot of detail back here. And as you can see, I'm just gonna pop the trunk. So as you can see, 60/40 split folding seats, and the trunk is actually very large. As I said, the Jetta's rear seat is pretty decent, but the trunk space has always been phenomenal, and it's no exception in this year as well for the 2019 model. So let's go over the tail lights. As you can see, you have LEDs that run along the top, and you have 3 elements. I believe they're LEDs as well, or they could be traditional elements, but they basically have a blurred effect, so you can't really tell, but it looks really cool. This has been a look at the all-new Volkswagen Jetta at the Canadian International Auto Show.
For the latest car news and reviews, go to www.thedriver.ca.